I just remember I forgot to press record. So page 22, doing the surface area of the shape. So we're figuring out the surface of this first. It's a triangle. So area equals base times height divided by 2. Okay. The base of my triangle, 9. Height of my triangle, 7. Okay, so 9 times 7 divided by 2. 9 times 7 divided by 2, I get 31.5. Okay. A common mistake that people do is when they see this shape right here, they're thinking the height is this. Remember, it's just like when you're measuring your height, you make sure you're standing up straight, right? So it's the two sides that make the 90-degree angle. So if you turn your paper and look at it like this, you can see this is your base and this is your height. It doesn't necessarily have to be this as a height. Okay? Remember, you can turn your page. So it's the angle, it's the two sides that make that 90-degree angle. That's your base, that's your height. You can even call it this your base and this your height. All right, you can see when you times, it doesn't matter. Okay, how many of these triangles do I have? Yeah, 2 of them. So that's why I'm going to times it by 2. Okay, and then since you divide it by 2 and then times it by 2, it's basically 63. Okay, because there's 2 of these triangles on both sides. Okay, this right here, the second. Okay, this side right here, what shape is this? William? Rectangle. So it's just simply length times width. Alright, so 9 times 4, which is 36. How many of these rectangles do I have? Look carefully. This rectangle. How many of this rectangle do I have, William? Just the one, right? So don't, if you take a look right here, this is a 7, this is 9. So don't assume it's the same dimension. Okay, this third side right here, okay, again is a rectangle, so length times width. So the dimension of this is a 7 by 4, so 28. And how many of these rectangles do I have? Yeah, just the one. Good. So my last side is the back. Right, so the back side right here. Right, the tricky part. So what shape is that back side? It's also a rectangle, but do I know the length and the width of this rectangle on the back side? Oh, okay. Leandro has an idea. Ah, good job. So I assume you're talking about the Pythagorean theorem, right? Because this is a right angle triangle. We don't know how long this is, but we could figure it out. So this is basically the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle. So c squared equals a squared plus b squared. Okay, so c is the square root of 9 and 7. So 9 squared plus 7 squared. Square root it. So 81 plus 49. Square root that. You get 11.4. Oh, sorry. Okay, so then on that back side, your rectangle on the back side is going to be an 11.4 by 4 rectangle. Then you get 45.6. Okay, what am I going to do with all these numbers now? Yep, add them all together. So add them all together. Plus 63 plus 36 plus 28. You get 172.6. So your surface area equal 172.6. I didn't write units here. Let's just say I put centimeter. What would my unit be right here? Ethan? Centimeter square, because area. Surface area, as you can see, is just the same as area. You calculate it the same way, but you just have to consider it on a 3D shape. So when we're talking about like the area of the desk surface, one surface, so we just say area. When you're talking about a 3D shape, that's when we talk about surface area. Okay. All right. So for this one, I'll let you guys try it later, but you can see the formulas are given right here already. So then you can just plug in the numbers that you see. Okay. Okay. Let's try number 7. Okay. If the radius of a right circular cylinder is 6 centimeters and the total surface area is 144 pi centimeters square, what is the height? Um, I don't like the the wording of this. Well, okay, don't worry about the right circular cylinder. In grade, and don't worry about this formula either. In grade 9, you only learned about regular cylinders. Okay, so we'll do this question as if it's just a cylinder. Okay, so draw a little diagram. Uh, Radius, which is only on circles. So on this top part right here, my radius is 6. And then total surface area is 144 pi. We can change that to a decimal. What's pi again? Other than, yeah, okay, good, thank you. 3.1 more. I think there's more than William and Ethan in class today. So I want to hear from different people too. So, good. More, yeah. 456.16. I'm just converting this to a nicer number. Okay. So since I gave you the surface area of the cylinder, that means I want to work with the surface area formula for a cylinder, which is if you look at the formula up here, yeah. So 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r height. Excellent. Okay. So surface area we actually know is 452.16. 2 pi, as we said, is 3.14. Do we know radius? Yeah, what is it? 6. Right, so 6 squared plus 2 times pi times radius, which is 6. Do we know height? No, and that's exactly what we're trying to find. So after you sub in everything in this line, you should only have one unknown. Okay, that's the trick to that's where a lot of people get tricked, is either they somehow came up with an imaginary number for height and then they have numbers for everything and then they didn't know what they were solving for, or two, they know surface area but they don't put it because they're used to writing something equal, and then you have two unknowns. Okay, so after you sub in properly, you should only have one unknown value. Okay, this is just all numbers, so you can calculate it in our calculator. So 2 times 3.14 times 6 times 6 times 6 times 6, 226.08. And then here, before the h, these are again just all numbers. So 2 times 3.14 times 6, you get 37.6868 H. Tongue twisters. Okay, what's my next step? How do I isolate H? What do I have to move? Okay, Jonathan? Right, so move the number over first by subtracting. Okay, so 452.16, take away 226.08, you get 226.08. Oh, you get the exact same thing. Is it? Oh, okay. And then what's my last step? Okay, do it. Divide it. Good. Sorry, Jonathan and William, I see your hands, but I just want to give others a chance. Okay, so when you divide it, 226.08 divided by 37.68, and you get 6 as your answer. What's my unit? Yep. Height. We just solved for h, which is height, which is just centimeters. So h equals 6. Whoops, it's centimeter. Okay. Because what we solved for was h, which represents height. So height is just centimeters. Okay. Again, on the test, you will be given any formulas that you need. And I will tell you what the formulas are for. Who recognize what these two formulas are for? What shape? Ethan? Right. Okay. So the first one is six of the same area. So what shape gives you 6 of the same area? A cube. Right? A cube has 6 of the same sides. What about this one? What is this formula for? So then, rectangular prism. Okay, not just rectangle because it's a 3D shape, so rectangular prism. And then this one, which we just used, raster, cylinder. Good. Okay, but I won't be so mean to you guys. I'll tell you what it's exactly for. So I'll even give you guys the diagram on the formula sheet. Okay. Okay, last two. Actually, wait, no, I lied. Okay. 3 quick examples. Okay, so comparing similar triangles. Remember that from grade 9? Comparing similar triangles. So let's say you're given this fraction equals another fraction. Who remembers what to do? We did a lot of this in grade 9. A fraction equals a fraction. 2 steps to solving for x. Oh, yeah. Okay. Or better yet, there is the 2 methods. So Nelia, cross multiply and then divide. Okay. Whenever you see it set up like this, a fraction equals another fraction, you're just cross multiplying. So 6 times x is 6x. And then 3 times 7 is 21. And then the last step is divide. So when you move that over by dividing, x just simply equals 21 over 6. And you can just leave it like that. Okay. You can skip number 1 and 2 because I think it's actually more confusing. So you can just skip 1 and 2, just that. Okay. Okay. So this was nice and easy because it's already set up for you. What if you have to set up your own fraction? So number 7, how many triangles do you see? Okay. So Jonathan says 2. Do we agree with him? Yes. Okay. If you look at this is not a triangle. So you have this small triangle and you have this big triangle. So if we are to set up the fractions like this, if I were to compare this side, the small triangle, to the big side of that triangle, what do I put it over? 6 over what? Ethan? Oh, okay. So you're comparing this with this. Okay, sure. Again, because these are the equivalent ratios, so it doesn't matter like if you compare side to side or side to the. So what he did was he compared the small triangle first. So he's comparing this side with this side, and then what about the second part of the triangle? So this is the small triangle, and then this is now the big triangle. Okay, in comparison, what are the two side lengths of the big triangle? No, not I wanted to say Andy, but you're not Andy. Jaden, 9 over B. That's right. Where did you get the 9 from, Jaden? Right. So a lot of people make the silly mistake and say 3 over B. Remember, this is not a triangle. You're looking at your overall big triangle, so it's 3 and B. Okay, so you see how you're comparing this with this? So then for the big one, you're comparing this with this. All right. And especially since I say it's the bigger triangle, and if you said 3, it didn't make sense. Okay, so now from here, you can cross multiply and divide. Do the same thing. So, Rashan, can you help me with this? 6 times. Please pull your pencil. All right. Well, you can still work with me here. What's 6 times B? 6 times B? Yep. And then 9 times 8? Good. All right. And then what's my last step? Divided by 6. So therefore, B is? Okay. Yep. You can help him too. 12. Yeah, that's it. Okay. And does this number make sense? If this is 8, this is 12? Yeah. All right. Whenever you get an answer, especially when you're given a diagram, you want to go back to your diagram to check to see if it makes sense. Okay, one last one, final one. Andy, you are 1.8 meters tall, are you? All right. You have nothing else to do, so you're standing outside staring at a tree, and you cast a shadow of 3.8 meters long. At the same time, the tree that you're looking at, which is 28 meters long, sorry. You're staring at the tree, thinking how long, thinking how tall it is. Okay, and it casts a shadow of 28 meters long. All right, I think you're very bored. So, how tall is that tree? So, what what shape do you think I should draw? I want to draw a diagram. So, what shape do you think I should draw? Triangle. What type of triangle in particular? Not prism. We're talking about 2D shapes right now. We're back to 2D shapes. Yep. Right angle triangle. That's right. Okay. So this is Andy. That's you right there. And then this is our beautiful tree, our apple tree. Let me zoom this in. Okay, so Andy is 1.8, 1.8, and then Andy makes a shadow of 3.6, and then the tree's shadow, the whole length right here, is 28. Okay, so again, setting it up the same way, the fractions to another fraction. Okay, so Leandro, how tall is Andy? You don't know. it's written here. First sentence. Okay, so 1.8. And how long is that shadow? Uh-huh. So now I'm looking at my big triangle. Okay, so you see how this and this. So now looking at my big triangle, this look, this side and this side. Can you help me set up my fraction? Do we know the height of the tree? The tree? Height of the tree. Do we know the height of the tree? Yeah, so let's give it a letter then. Okay, and then what about the shadow of the tree? 28. And so there you go. Okay, and then you cross multiply and divide. That's right. The key right here is, again, make sure, is it the same if I do 28 over h? No, so the order matters. If you're comparing the height of Andy over the shadow, it has to be the height of the tree over the shadow. If you mix it around, that's the only way that you'll get this question wrong. There is only three numbers. You know you have to set it up like this. So the only way for you to mess up in this question is if you're not consistent with the order. So cross multiply, divide. So h equals 1.8 times 28, and then divided by 3.6, you get 14 meters. So the height of that tree is 14 meters tall. Okay, so that's it. Congratulations, you guys finished grade 9 review. So for the rest of the class and tonight, work on page 22 to 23.